systems and bring it all together in an eloquent 4 to 6 page document that when you read, or even if you share it with a friend who really wants to get to know you, or if you share it with a family member that deeply cares about you, people suddenly understand you in a whole different level. But not only that, you understand yourself. You wake up every day with purpose, with determination. You wake up every day ready to really seize life, to seize the day, because you know what you're moving towards. And I love that so much. I went and created my own life manifesto, used ChatGPT to also help me construct it. And it was a very beautiful system. So many of you may have even taken Lifebook. If you're any Lifebook customers here, please put in a Lifebooker, type in the text Lifebooker. And
Lifebookers.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, Connie and Michelle and Ipek and Anya.
David, Danny.
And really great to have you guys here. So
all of our friends.
So we're going to I'm going to pass the floor to John. John is going to teach you the Life Manifesto technique. And then at the end of this, what we're going to do is, for those of you who want to join the newest iteration of Lifebook, we always, every year, make some updates into the program. Make it as much as better and better each year. We want to introduce you to the latest iteration of Lifebook, which we think you guys are really going to like, okay? So we'll do around an hour of straight up education, and then a 30-minute presentation on Lifebook and why it's probably one of the most important things you can invest your time in this year, and how you can get access to your Lifebook. Let's get started. To begin with, I'm going to share my screen. All right. So firstly, John, Missy, welcome. Where are you guys right now?
Thank you, Mission. We're in our beautiful home in Hawaii right now. The sun's just coming up over the ocean. You guys are going to see a Hawaiian sunrise.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. I know we got a call about 10 minutes ago, John, and it was pitch black where you.
It's just coming up.
So firstly, John, I want to just acknowledge the system that you and Missy created, right? Lisa Nichols, who is one of the most incredible personal growth teachers out there, said that attending Lifebook was an absolute best decision she could have ever made. In fact, Lisa told a story where when she had to move homes, she rented a U-Haul, which is it's kind of, for those of you who are not American, U-Haul is this trailer that you rent. You pack all your goods in the trailer and you move yourself rather than hire a mover. And she said all the rest of the stuff from her house would be in the U-Haul, the trailer. But on the passenger seat of a car, she would have one thing, and it was her Lifebook. That's how dedicated she was to it. Then there's Ben Greenfield. Ben Greenfield is the longevity guy. At one point, he was the top fitness trainer in America. And Ben Greenfield studies everything. If you listen to his podcast, this guy is brilliant. And he said, even despite his brilliance, there was no way he could have systemized and done this himself. All of these systemized in workbooks, videos, and designed in a powerful book for his life. John Greenfield plans his life using Lifebook. So at the end of Lifebook, you end up with a crystal clear vision for the person you want to be. And you do so in 12 different areas of life. Okay, but today, we're not going to be talking about Lifebook right now. We'll come to that later. Today, we want to invite John and Missy to share with you the concept of the life vision. John, Missy, you guys ready to take over?
Absolutely. Hey, everybody. Thanks, it's great to be here. So what we're going to share with you today is a component of the Lifebook process. And I have to say, this is the most magical component. This component is the active ingredient that really moves the needle in your life. And it was a very recent addition. We probably added this to the Lifebook methodology about 10 years ago. Now, what we're talking about here is a life vision synopsis. That's what your life manifesto is. And what we're going to do today on this call is we're going to guide you through the process of creating one yourself, but it's going to be a much abridged process. The people who really create one of these during the Lifebook program put 20 to 30 hours of thinking into the foundational work that they do, that this Life Vision Manifesto comes from. So you won't have the benefit of that unless I know there's a lot of Lifebookers on the call.
Yeah.
So you guys will have the benefit of that. But this will at least give you a snapshot of what ended up being the most powerful component of the entire system. Okay? So what I think I should do, well, let me just tell you how it's created in the Lifebook methodology. And then I'm going to read you a pretty, it's excerpts, but it's, I'd say about 2/3 of ours, and it's going to take 5 minutes to do that, but it's worth it. It's worth 5 minutes. You've got to understand what this is in order to understand the power of it. So usually how it's put together, can I see a better screen than this? Yeah, yeah. Usually how you this is what it looks like. It's a little 2-page document, okay? This is the most powerful 2 pages I've ever written, and I'm a writer, like in my whole life. And this has changed my life more than any other 2 pages, changed our lives more than any other 2 pages ever. So just real quickly, for those of you who haven't been through Lifebook, when you go through the Lifebook process, you get crystal clear on your ideal vision for 12 categories of your life. So we ask you, close your eyes and visualize your optimal health and fitness. What does your body look like? What does your body feel like? And we have you basically create a vision for the ideal you in that category. We do the same thing for your love relationship. We do the same thing for your career. We do the same thing for your financial life. And at the end of the process, what you've created is a snapshot of your highest self in every important area of your life. You roll that all up together, and that's called your life vision. But at that point in the Lifebook system, you might have written a half a page on your ideal vision for your health and wellness. You might have written a half a page on your ideal spiritual life, your ideal character. And when you add all these up together, it's a lot. You've gone really deep, but you've got a big life vision.
You've written a book.
Yeah, yeah. So like a little, well, I'm talking about just the life vision
just the vision
chapter. Yeah.
Okay.
So here's the problem with it. The problem with it is that while you know what your ideal self looks like in each of these individual areas, what we want to know is, what does that look like in one life? What does that look like in one day? What does that all add up to? Together. And that's what this is. So what this is a 2-page synopsis of probably what started out as a 12 to 15-page deep life vision. And I think the first year that we did this was about 10 years ago. We were planning the move to Hawaii. Massive change, right?
Massive change. We actually had to go through mastery, our Lifebook mastery, about 3 times to get this right.
Meaning to get our strategy right for moving across the world, moving our entire life, all of our company headquarters.
Right, because we were looking back at that chapter and saying, okay, we're leaving leaving Chicago and we're moving to Hawaii. Big, massive transition. So we wanted to take inventory of everything we had done and pull forward whatever we loved, right? Well, the life vision synopsis is how we wrapped our minds around that big life we had already created so that we could transform it into the life that was coming next.
So what I'm going to read you right now is our life vision synopsis that we wrote in about 2018, 2017, as we made our move across the world to Hawaii, reinventing our lifestyle. We had lived the most epic 30 years in Chicago.
We lived it up all the
we
way.
did the whole all this stuff. Right now, we're completely changing our lives. We're moving to a remote Pacific island. It's going to be completely different. What does that look like? We needed to know, what does that look like in order to build it? So what I did is I took our life vision chapter that was probably 15, 20 pages, and I boiled it down into what I'm going to read you right now. And then I'm going to tell you what we did with this and how we're living every single molecule of this every day now. So this one says our life vision in 2021. I probably wrote this, and by the way, you guys, when I say I, what you got to understand is
we're one. It's we.
Yeah. We're a complete unit. Like I've got my job. My job is usually to write the first draft, go over it with Missy, get all of her input. My job is to contain the strategy for us working with her. So when I say I and we use those terms interchangeably. Missy's involved in every single aspect of this. So it's titled Our Life Vision 2021, and I probably wrote this 4 or 5 years before 2021.
But 2021 was the goal.
That was the goal. And I've got a little quote by John Ruskin here. Dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so you shall become. Your vision is the promise of what you will at last unveil. And that has been the key for us. Okay. Now, while I read this to you, you can do a couple things. You can imagine what it would be like in your life to have this much clarity on how you want to have this much clarity on the person you want to become and the life you want to build. Or you can imagine what it must have been like for us to get this much clarity on what we're doing and have this be our North Star, our decision-making framework that we hold everything up to. But however you do it, what I want you to do is get a glimpse of the power that having something like this to guide your life would be in your life. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay, read on.
Here we go. In 2021, our life vision and our life reality have become one. Missy and I have achieved simplicity on the far side of complexity, and we've created our own version of heaven right here on earth. We live a life of luxury, adventure, and passion. We have the freedom to do what we want, when we want, where we want, with whom we want. We have an extraordinary life that works at a high level in every important area. This is a killer sentence. And the hours of our days are ours. That was going to be a huge difference between the old life. We built 19 companies. We had a friggin' huge estate home outside of the city of Chicago, penthouses in the city. We did the private planes. We did the yachts. We did the big business. It was all amazing and exciting. But we knew that one of the linchpins of the new life that we were creating, all that was great when we were younger and in our building years. Now we want the hours of our days back. So that sentence, and the hours of our days are ours.
Well, freedom is our core, value.
Which is the exact next.
Oh, there you go.
The exact next line in this thing is freedom is our core value. Oh. We wake up every day in our beautiful home in Hawaii and we ask ourselves, what do we want this day to be about? And that's the biggest difference between this new life and our old life is we woke up in the old life and we asked ourselves, what do we have to get done today to continue to drive forward this beautiful life vision? Now we've crossed that threshold and we can ask ourselves, what do we want to spend this beautiful day on? Do we want to work on our companies? Do we want to do art? Do we want to travel? Do we want to go out on the beach and do nothing? We have that freedom now. And that was a major goal.
Massive goal.
Life is a playground. It's a canvas for us to paint. We live in our unique ability. My work consists of entirely creative projects that I'm uniquely qualified to do. I don't spend time doing anything that I don't truly want to do. And that's another big difference between the old life and this life, is I used to have a lot of obligations and responsibilities, came with the territory. That's what I signed up for. But in this new life, we want to spend
we're looking for grace and ease.
Yep.
That's what we're looking for now.
We have a higher quality of life than we ever had before, which is really saying something. And yet it costs very little money to maintain this quality of life, though we have lots of money. But we designed this life specifically so that it wouldn't be a huge burn rate.
The ease part.
Our lifestyle here in Hawaii is self-sustaining and self-sufficient. We live in a beautiful food forest. We have a natural meat locker. We live on an island that has 7,000 people and 70,000 deer, which is cool.
An ocean full of fish.
And we have an ocean full of fish behind us. So we're food sovereign. I work on business 2 mornings a week, and the rest of my time is my own to spend with Missy and the kids, studying, exercising, working on creative projects, planning the next day's activities, or whatever else I want to do. We've got a lot of free time. We spend a lot of time in nature. We'll continue to make our environment here in Hawaii more and more beautiful over the years. In 2021, and remember, this was 4 years out, in 2021, there is a relaxed and effortless flow to our days. That didn't used to be the case. Our days were exciting and packed, but they were not relaxed and effortless. They're rewarding and full. We take a ring walk together every evening, just like we have for the last 35 years. We watch every sunset together every night. We are filled from the day at the end of the day rather than drained from it. We bring positive, loving energy to the dinner table. We talk about meaningful things. We laugh a lot. We're relaxed, healthy, happy, and fulfilled. Our Hawaii nights are simply magical. This place is nuts at night. It's indescribable. You're in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with no pollution of any kind, including light pollution, looking up at the cosmos, and it gives you a different feeling than you can ever get anywhere else. Missy and I have a deep intimacy, an absolutely amazing sex life. We're in extraordinary physical shape for our age, or for any age for that matter. And we're soulmates in every way. Our love has gone to the next level, and that was part of our vision, our already amazing love life. We spend a lot of time helping our kids define their goals and achieve their dreams now. Our kids and our grandkids are healthy, happy, and so alive. They're bright lights. Nothing has dampened those kids, because we dropped out of the rat race right before the dampening process began in school. Missy and I have a rich social life in Hawaii. This is so great, you guys. We don't spend time with anyone that we don't love, admire, and respect, and that's the truth. And it took us a long time to get there. We hang out with fantastic people who enrich our lives and enhance our funds. In our fun, and our best friends are always happy to travel to paradise to spend time with us, which is great. As far as our career goes, we're enjoying our soul work, helping others in all that we do. All of our companies are set up around causes that matter, that do good in the world, and we are earning a big profit proportionate to the value we create for other people. We help singles, we help couples, and we help families live better lives and achieve their dreams. All of our companies are automated and doing better than we ever imagined. And I wrote that at a time when all of our companies were anything but automated.
Well, that
right?
was the dream, you guys. You're getting the idea. You really have to vision here.
But the idea was that our companies are out there doing good, pouring wealth into this beautiful system, and we're living in nature, right? That was the idea, and that's what we were moving toward. We have a very high net worth and no debt. Despite our wealth, our financial life is simple, understandable, organized, and optimized. We never invest in fussy or complicated schemes, no fussy investments. We've cut our expenses to create the biggest ever gap between our income and our fixed expenses, and that's where financial freedom lives. So we have complete financial freedom because our income is so much higher than our expenses. Cash is more abundant now than ever before. We're surrounded by wealth, and we're living really, really well. Those things were not the case when I wrote this in 2017-18, but those are the things that we wanted to make the case. That's what this whole document is about. This is the last paragraph. We live in paradise. We've created our own personal version of heaven here on earth. We're fully centered, we're happy, we're creative, we're fulfilled, we're healthy, we're energized. We have our extraordinary love, we have our ideal career, we have our financial abundance, we have our extraordinary relationship with our kids. We enjoy truly amazing friendships. We relax a lot and enjoy our life without feeling at all guilty about the immense amount of leisure time we have. And that makes perfect sense because our life is our work. And that's what we wrote. And how I wrote that was I took a look at all the visions that we wrote in Lifebook for each individual area of our lives. And we asked ourselves, what would that look like if it was one day? That whole thing, everything that we ever wanted rolled up into one day. What does that look like?
Hitting every single category.
And that's where this came from. Now, we are living every single molecule of that. There's not one single word in this that hasn't come true over the last 5 years. And you guys, this is as close to magic as anything in the Lifebook system. And I have some rational reasons. I have a rational sense of why it works, but I can't completely tell you why it does what it does. But I can tell you some things. And so let's talk about this, babe.
Okay.
This became a critical component of the Lifebook process about 10 years ago because it's a way to program yourself. What you do with this document, what I did when I wrote this document, we're here in Hawaii, everything we own is in containers sitting in red dirt on the land that we're going to build our house on. The land that doesn't have a hardware store or a Home Depot or a Lowe's within, you got to get on a boat for that stuff. So it's going to be a big, big job. And we've got this brand new vision that we're creating for ourselves. And I wrote this as the controlling document for that vision. And I literally read it every single morning with my coffee. I read this friggin' thing 350 times a year. And that's not an exaggeration. I read it every single day with my coffee before my day started. And what that did is it gives you a decision-making framework. When you get that vision of the person you want to become and the life you want to live so ingrained in every molecule of your body by reading it every single morning with your coffee for years in a row, which is what I did, it becomes so much a part of you that any decision that you have to make during the day, the decision-making criteria is, does this choice get me closer to this or farther away? If it gets me closer, it's a hell yes. If it gets me farther away, it's a hell no. Any decision you have to make that doesn't align with this, you feel friction. You feel something's off, dissonance. This isn't right. And so that's one of the most important things that it does, is it completely aligns your life. It aligns your internal thinking, it aligns your internal emotionality. And then as you're living your life out there, making your daily decisions, everything that's consonant with that, everything that energetically vibrates with that, you're going to say yes to.
And I gotta say, you guys know, as humans, we forget the important shit every single day. Like, that's what happens.
That's right.
That's why we have practices, right? We have spiritual practices, we have exercise practices, because we forget, wait, what are we doing? We're so easily distracted. And man, there's a lot of distractions out there, right? So this literally is the guardrails. It's like, no, this is what we decided to do.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. Forget about that other stuff. This is it. If you take, like John was saying earlier, if you take 20 hours to do the Lifebook program and really decide and think about who you are and what you do, there's nothing else you should be thinking about except that.
Exactly. Nothing else. And so this guards you from doing stupid shit that's not going to get you.
Time.
But let me tell you what else it guards you from. There's a great quote by Steve Jobs. And he said, at Apple, we are prouder of the things that we said no to than the things that we said yes to. Warren Buffett has a great quote: the difference between successful people and extraordinarily successful people is that highly successful people say no to almost everything.
Boy, isn't that true?
So what this does is it not only guards you against the stupid shit, the bad roads that you should not be going down, it guards you against the exciting stuff that you could be doing that has nothing to do with this. The good ideas that might actually work that don't belong in this vision. You got to say no to that stuff. The word decision means to cut away. Incision means to cut in. If you incision is to cut in, decision is to cut away. When you've decided to have this life, you have to cut away everything else.
So if you have FOMO, you have to let that shit go, for real. You can't just be like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this.
Which is what holds most people back from making progress.
That's right.
They change their minds every 15 minutes.
Your energy is leaking. With this, your energy is focused. It does not leak to other areas of your life.
Exactly. So Miss and I changed the term fear of missing out to the term JOMO, the joy of missing out, because that's what we have. We want to miss out on everything that's not this. We're utterly uninterested in everything that's not in here. And that's the kind of alignment that you can create when you're clear enough with a simple enough document, and you actually wrap your mind around it. And that's how you get this. That's how you get
whatever you want. This is what we wanted, but it's whatever you want. That's the magic of this, you guys, because it comes from you. You decide what you want, and then you create that.
Exactly.
Through this process.
And that's what humans were put here to do.
That's right. So
I'm seeing now that it's pretty bright behind us. So I hope you guys can see us there. I'll move this forward a little bit because you're not going to be able to see the ocean back there. Okay. All right. So I'm going to talk about a few things about this manifesto. So you know how it came about. And since we created it and lived it, literally every single word of what I just wrote to you is how we spend all the hours of our days now. We've absolutely crossed the threshold into that life that we imagined first and then started working, putting the components together, and now we live this every single day. Why does it work? Because it creates total alignment. It's a decision-making framework. Every choice you make during the day, if it goes with this, you do it. If it doesn't go with this, you don't do it. And if you live that way for 5 straight years, you're going to end up, you'll tack back and forth, but you're going to end up in the general direction that
I want to say something about that, because this is literally your North Star. What John's saying right now is you can't, if you get too far off the track, read that life vision or that synopsis, and you're like, okay, this is where I'm going. Sure, you're right back on your path.
Exactly.
Where you want to go.
Now, I want to say something about another thing that this does is it creates it creates a structure for your goals to live inside of. Your goals, your individual goals, have got to be subordinate to this life vision. Your goals come from this. Like, see, here's the problem. Here are some of the problems that people have with goal setting. The most common, and listen, any goal setting is good goal setting, you guys. Not everybody believes that, but I do, because all a goal is when you set a goal, you are commanding yourself to act. That's what you're doing. And by the way, what a goal isn't a wish. A goal isn't a daydream. It's not just something that you want. It's something that you want and you've declared you're willing to work to get.
It's a desire.
It's a desire that you're willing to work for.
That you're willing to work for.
That second piece is what turns it into a goal.
You have to have the juice.
A desire can be a wish. A desire can be a daydream. You want to turn it into a goal, say, I've got that desire and I'm willing to work toward that desire. Now, most people don't have a life vision, so that means they're setting their goals in a vacuum. They don't know exactly where they want to end up. They don't know what the big picture of all their goals achieved together, what that looks like. And the problem with that is, if you're setting your goals in a vacuum, you're setting disconnected goals that can contradict each other. Super simple example. I want to double my income. Great goal. Great goal. I want to double my income this year. I also want to take my health and fitness to the next level. And I want to take my love relationship to the next level by the end of the year. Well, those goals are going to have friction against each other. What's it going to take for you to double your income? A hell of a lot more work.
And time.
You want to double what you're getting out of the system. You've got to double the value you're putting into the system. Time, energy, work, which is going to take away from health and fitness and love unless you're super conscious. So, and this happens all the time, you guys, where we've seen when people set disconnected goals, those goals conflict. They don't align. But when you're setting your goals from a life vision, you're taking a look at that life that you're going to build. And then each goal that you set is completely aligned. You can still double your income, but you're going to do it in a way where you're not going to ruin your health and fitness. What you're going to understand is, the higher I can get my level of health and fitness, the more my career is going to take off. I'm going to have more energy level. I'm going to have clearer thinking that workouts and eating properly is going to give me. If I can improve my love relationship while I'm making more money, I'm going to have less tension in my love relationship. It's going to be more supportive. You want all these goals to work together. I think you can see.
It's like getting all your chakras going at once.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. It's harmony and balance through all things, through your entire life. And
when that happens, there's an acceleration.
Yeah,
it's like the rising tide lifts all boats, right? So that's what you want to do. Having a life vision synopsis and you're setting goals against that life vision synopsis, that ensures that your goals will be aligned. And you guys, that's the key. Like Sadhguru says, the reason that people don't get anywhere is because they change their minds every 15 damn minutes. Yeah. They're going this way today, next week they're going that way. And
aimless. It's not focused.
And literally, if I had to point to the one mechanism that has allowed Missy and I to achieve two completely different life visions, huge, both of them, huge life visions, it's called consistency. One thought, this is the vision, for 5 years, and that's all we think about. Miss and I are more deeply in touch with what we want than probably any other humans on the planet.
We've also been doing this for 30 plus years.
Because we've been doing this for 30 years.
Yes.
And because this is all we think about. This is all we think about.
Let me just say again, you guys, what John said at the beginning is he read this every morning for like 500 days or something, right? So it's like that's programming. If you watch the news every single day for 3 years, you're going to get programmed, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is you taking your life consciously in-house. So you get in the driver's seat and you're the one that decides, as opposed to someone else, because you're getting programmed whether you do it or not.
Exactly.
So
well, and just before we go into what we'd like to do next is we're going to help you create a fast track version of this. What you should do is you should go through the Lifebook program. It's the most important thing you could ever do to flip the switch from living your life based on what is coming at you, living your life from the outside in. It's all these responsibilities you have, all these duties you have, all this information coming into you, and you're making your decisions based on what's coming in. That's called living your life from the outside in. The switch that you got to flip if you want to take complete control of your life and maximize your ability to live on this planet as your ideal self. You've got to flip that switch, and you've got to start living your life from the inside out. And what that means is I know, because I've done the thinking, I know exactly the life that I want. I know the person I want to become. I've defined the character traits. I know the life I want to live. I've defined that. And now when I pick up my phone, it's not going to be to see where I should go today, to see, right? I'm no longer waking up without a plan, picking up my phone and deciding where I'm going to go based on that. When I pick up my phone, it's so that I can tell it what to do. I can tell it, all right, this is the level of health and fitness that I've decided I want. This is the love relationship. I don't want to see anything from you except the things that align with my life vision and push me forward. And one of the things I'm going to say at the very end of this thing is that's the most important decision that you will ever make in your life. Ever, ever, ever. The choice of whether or not to live your life from the inside out, calling your own shots, using the tools that you have to get where you want to go in life, or whether you're going to live your life from the outside in. No direction.
Having others choose for you.
Having others choose for you and what you need to know.
I wanted to say something really quick. And here's what's so beautiful. This is the magic of it. When you get inside and you start taking inventory, and then you start feeling your desires, and you're like, okay, what do I really want? Then what happens is you are becoming a manifestor, you know, that buzzword manifestor. What it means is you are going to now create your outside world based on your inside world.
Exactly.
So it comes flowing out of you, right? As opposed to you get things fed to you, and then you have to figure out which way you're going to go. You get tossed around that way.
Exactly. Get out of here, Panda.
Sorry, it's one of our kitties. He's very verbal.
So I think are you guys ready to do a little exercise now and for us to lead you through a little process here? Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Claire says yes.
Let's do it. Why not?
Tara's in. Sunny says let's go. All right. All right, you guys. So here's what we're going to do. Get a pen and paper or your computer or your phone, wherever you're going to do this on. And we're going to lead you through a list of questions that you'll answer. And at the end of this process, there will probably be about a dozen of them, maybe 15. And at the end of this process, you'll have blocked in some of the components that you heard in our life manifesto. And you know, there's going to be your first draft, and you're not going to get it perfect on this call. You want to edit it after this call. But what you're going to have is a glimpse of what this can do for you. What you really should do is go through the Lifebook program and do all the fundamental thinking to really make this right.
This will give you a taste.
But at least this will give you a taste, and it'll be a valuable tool for you. So as we start, the first thing I have to say is you got to muster the courage to ask for what you really want here. You got to dream big here. This is blue sky. There is nothing wrong in any way, shape, or form, even though you might run up against some emotional resistance for asking what it is that you really, really want. In this day and age, you can get what you really, really want. So,
and trust yourself, you guys. Trust yourself that you know what you want. You know what you need. Like, really, we've outsourced so much stuff that people have kind of forgotten that, hey, I'm the expert of my life, not anybody else. So trust yourself.
Yeah,
when you do
exactly.
this.
Nobody else can do this work.
Yeah.
This work comes from the inside out.
Yes.
I can't help you with this. AI cannot help you with your desires at all.
No one
can't do. No, this is inside out here.
Yeah.
But the good news is, once you define it inside and you bring it outside, now we got something to work with in the 3D world, and we're going to bring that into reality. Thought always precedes 3D manifestation. This is the first step. So take a deep breath. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go through a few questions that is going to help you clarify the person that you want to become and the life you want to live, and give your first taste of a life vision manifesto. So why don't you light some candles and do your witchy stuff?
No, it's okay. We already did that. I did that.
Oh, you already did it. Okay. All right. So close your eyes for a minute, and we're going to start with health and fitness. When you close your eyes and see yourself walking down a beach with your ideal body, you got there. Describe what your body looks like, and describe what your body feels like, and describe how you feel about that. How does that make you feel?
Really go there, you guys, as much as you can.
You're youthful, you're energetic, you're full of vitality,
Glowing.
soaking up that sun. You can't believe that you've actually achieved this. You never thought it was possible, but it is possible, and it was possible, and you did it. What does that look like? And especially after you've described what your body looks like and what your body feels like on a daily basis, do a sentence or two of how that makes you feel about yourself. To finally, you won that battle, that lifelong battle.
Lots of gratitude.
Pride, happiness, gratitude, thankfulness. Now let's move on from your new physical form. What emotional states are most desirable to you that you're experiencing on a consistent daily basis? What are the emotions that fill your days? Gratitude is a wonderful one. Grace, fulfillment,
Peace.
enthusiasm, love and joy.
Excitement.
What emotional states are you just baking in every day? They just happen naturally as a result of the life that you're living. Just write down those emotions that you want to experience consistently in your life. Now take a moment to write down the emotions that you are willing to completely release. You don't need resentment.
Shame.
You don't need shame, guilt. Doesn't do you any good.
Let it go.
Doubt. It's worthless.
Doubt's the devil.
It's worthless. Anger,
Yeah.
frustration. What doesn't belong in your new life? What are we going to kind of leave at the door as we walk over the threshold of this new life? Next, let's take a look at your character, who you are deep down, your personality trait. What are the character traits that you most want to build into this new you? Do you need a little more self-discipline, self-reliance, self-acceptance?
Reliability.
Yeah.
In general.
Kindness, compassion. What are the character traits that you want to build into this new person that you're going to become? What would make you feel so proud of yourself if you built these character traits into your life? Now take a minute to list a couple spiritual practices that you're engaged in every day. If you're a religious person, what are those spiritual practices? If you're spiritual without religion, are you meditating every day? Are you spending time in nature?
Gratitude.
Journaling. What makes you feel connected? What makes you feel connected to all that exists? And what makes you feel peaceful and fulfilled? What are the spiritual practices that are really making you feel grounded and solid?
Time in nature, time with animals.
Now here, am I going too fast, or are we okay? Okay, I think we're okay. Okay. A bit fast, Sabrina said.
We'll massage it.
I know. This is, some people like longer, some people like less. Next, we're going to go to love, you guys. So what does your ideal love relationship look like? I would encourage, if you know that you're not interested in a relationship, that's one thing. But if you don't have one right now and you don't fall into that boat, just give yourself permission to dream big here. What would your ideal love relationship look like? It is worth fighting for. There's nothing like it.
It's true.
There's nothing like it when you get it right.
It's also one of the hardest things.
Yeah. So
it's the most rewarding.
What kind of relationship do you and your partner have? Just take a minute and describe it. Do you do wonderful things together? Do you share common interests? how supportive, how wonderful does it feel to have that kind of a support system, someone who takes care of you and who you take care of.
You share everything with.
Yeah. Describe your ideal love relationship. Just take a minute and write down some of the attributes.
Someone said love relationship with yourself
That's good.
counts. And you know what? That's the first one.
That's
You
true.
gotta fall in love with yourself first.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move on to parenting. For those of you who are parents, describe your ideal relationship with your kids. This is, you know what? This is one of the most beautiful things that's happened to us over the last few years. We described the exact relationship we wanted with all of our kids, and we had teenagers at the time in those hard years. And we really, I mean, that's been one of the biggest joys of
We
the
wrangled
last.
that in.
Yep, we sure did.
Mhm.
So I work with my boys every day. I work out with my boys every day. I do yoga with my girls every day. Like, we have an amazing relationship with our kids. Just imagine the best possible relationship. And if you don't have kids or not planning, you might think about your parents in this category, and grandparenting too.
Or nieces, nephews, little kids that are around you. You're an example.
Thanks to Maso for the props on homeschool.
Oh,
Warm and understanding is awesome.
beautiful.
Love it.
And remember what it was like to be a kid. Everybody was a kid. People forget when you become a parent. It's like, I didn't do that. Yeah, you did it all.
You probably did worse.
So,
because they couldn't keep track of us with their phones back then, so we got away with
so much.
yeah. Okay,
Okay.
let's move on to social life. What does your ideal social life look like? You guys, this was the category that we most needed to improve. We didn't have any.
Yeah, I think we're natural hermits. So it's like, you know, our
But-
family, our close.
But when we first realized, the guy who introduced us to Vision in 2008, a long, long time ago, is one of the biggest networkers in the world. And
It's your friend.
when we realized how extraordinary this category can be to help you accomplish all of your other
Oh my
goals,
God.
we dove in, and our social life is our most improved category over the last 10
It
years.
exploded our businesses, you
Yeah.
guys. Like,
Our businesses, our health
Crazy.
and fitness. When you're surrounded by the right friends,
Mhm.
it's unbelievable what
That's
can
true.
happen. So
Mhm.
upgrade your social circle, like to the max. And what does that look like in your life? What are you doing with your friends? Who do you know? Who are you new friends with?
Who would you like to be friends
Yeah,
with?
exactly.
How are you a friend?
Yeah. Two-way street.
Mhm.
So now let's move to career and financial. In your new life, in your ideal future, how much money are you making? Write down the number. How much money are you making versus the money you're making now? And how do you feel about that? That's important. How does it make you feel to be making the amount of money that you've always wanted to make?
Are you secure, settled, out of fear, out of lack?
Yeah.
Mhm.
How does it feel to experience the financial abundance that you've always wanted?
Mm.
You're going to be making decisions from a completely different place. There's going to be no more scarcity, no more lack. You are going to be making decisions from the place that I've already got enough. I've got everything I want and need. And anything else that comes in is just gravy, and I'm so grateful for it, but I'm good. I mean, that's a whole different world to make decisions from.
Mhm.
And what is the ideal career that you've created that is generating that financial abundance? Describe your ideal career. How do you want to spend your waking hours every single day?
What do you want to create?
Yeah.
What
What
do you
do you want to be
create?
working on?
Mhm.
I want to give you a quick tip. This is one of the most important tips that I've ever run across in the career category, and it's relatively new. the most important outcome of any job that you'll have is not the money that you'll make. It's your own personal development. It's what you'll learn during that process. Most kids today, their careers only last 2 to 3 years. So in 20 years, they're gonna have 10 different careers. If you can make your career decisions, not necessarily based on this job pays $5,000 more than this job, so I'm obviously gonna take this job. The best way to make a career decision is, at the end of my 2 years, which one of these paths will have made me more valuable? Well, if you're going to sit there and put something into a machine all day, then you're never going to be able to use that skill for anything else but it pays $5,000 more, versus you've got this job over here where you're learning an incredibly valuable skill. And at the end of that 2-year period, you're going to have another valuable skill. Well, you do that 5 times in a row for 10 years, you've stacked up 10 or 5 valuable skills. And that's the best way to make your career decisions. So make sure that the career path you choose has you learning and growing, not just making money, because that's the way you're going to make the most money, is by continuously adding to your talent pool, so you can create more value for other people. So what is that ideal career?
And remember, this is yours. This isn't anybody else's. Don't listen to anybody in your head. Just listen to your small voice. You.
All right, Matak, I see 200
million.
Was that 200 million? All right, brother. Well,
maybe it was rupee or something.
You better get your health and fitness under you. You're gonna need it. Okay. Let's go spend some of that money we just made. What does your dream house look like, you guys? What does your friggin' dream house look like?
Your environment.
Well, you close your eyes, imagine your ideal environment, blue sky, no friggin' governors on this. What is the ideal environment you would like to be surrounded by?
Think about your natural habitat. Like, what is good for your nervous system? How would it make you feel to wake up in that place every day? What would you see?
We need plants.
We need water.
We need music. We need water. We need art. In order to create an environment that sort of like optimizes our well-being and allows us to perform at the highest level, we have these things that we've defined that really help us do that, right? We take a walk in the garden. We've always invested a lot of money in our gardens. We have a Japanese garden designer who's done every project with us for the last 30 years, because we use that as a tool.
It's a healing tool.
Our lives used to be stressful in a good way, excitement stress, because we built a lot of companies, but they could get hairy. And every single day at 5, stepping onto that garden walk, you could just feel the stress come down.
Healing garden, right? Like specifically for healing.
Yeah. So what are the attributes that you want to build into your environment that would most nurture and support you on your way to achieving your life vision? And then take a few minutes and what kind of a car do you want to drive? You have a boat? What are the things that you want to be surrounded by? Miss and I aren't car people. We're not boat people. We're art people and house people.
Environments.
And we love environments, but we also have collections. We love to collect currency. So what are the things that you want? This is blue sky. What would you like to buy with all that money you're going to be making from that successful career?
And remember, this is from experience, you guys. We've had a lot, and sometimes a lot can, and not sometimes, a lot of times it can control you, as opposed to there's the freedom thing. So be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you ask for. Make sure, that's what this is all about. It's really bringing consciousness to, do I really want that? How will that show up in my life? Over and over. Is that what I really want to do?
Be careful what you wish for, because we live in a day and age where you can get it.
It's coming.
And money makes a great servant, but a bad master. A really bad master. It'll ruin your life if money is your master. But if you make money your servant, you can be surrounded by everything that you want in this world. So what kind of things do you want in your new life? We got 10 minutes, and we're going to wrap this thing up.
We're doing good.
And then list a short list of the experiences that you would like to enjoy with the people that you love. Do you like to travel? You want to travel the world? Do you want to go to an amazing concert or a UFC fight or
museums? What do you want to do?
Yeah. What are the experiences? Do you want to?
Do you want to learn how to surf?
Go up Mount Everest?
Yeah.
Hike the Inca Trail at Machu Picchu? What are the experiences that you'd like to enjoy? That spice of life.
Those are my favorite experiences. I prefer experiences over things, but I do love things.
Yeah. This isn't an either or. We can have them all. Wudang Mountains, is that in China? Fly my private jet. Way to go, Khan.
I love it. It's so good.
Okay. Two more. Now that's going to be it for the components of this life vision section. I want to take a deep breath and just kind of skim what you just wrote and just get a feel for that life. That's the thing. You wrote down health, you wrote down character, you wrote down spiritual, you wrote down love, you wrote down community. You addressed a lot of these categories, but what does the whole thing feel like? That's what we're trying to do. What does the whole thing feel like to you? And then I'm asking you two more questions about it. What would you say when you look at that life that you'd like to create? That's beautiful. What would you say that the top 3 goals that you could set that would most bring that life vision to life? What are the top 3 goals that life vision is based on? So if you've got a lot of ground to cover to get from where you are now to get to your health goal, you might say, well, one of my top 3 should be health. Same thing with love, same thing with career and financial. Just take a minute to say, if I accomplished these 3 goals, I'd be 70% there. We're giving you a little taste of what we do. We do deep, deep, deep work at Lifebook. We're doing the surface here, but you can get a taste of how powerful this is. So what are the top 3 things that you could focus on that would most help you bring that beautiful vision into reality? And this is a great one. Oh, well, I'm going to give you just another minute on that. Just another minute on that. Okay. Next and last, take a look at that list. Take a look at your little first draft of your manifesto, and define 3 or 4 or 5 daily habits that you could create. Small things that you do every day. Workout would be one of them. A protein shake. Meditation.
Touch your finances every day.
Do a connection ritual with your spouse. Do a deep connection with your kids. What small daily habits, as many as you can list, but at least 3 to 5.
Meditation is a big one.
Would be a game changer for you. See, now what we're doing is we're getting alignment in our daily behavior with our life vision, and that's where the rubber hits the road. What you want to do is you want to take this life vision and make it your controlling document for your day. It controls the goals that you set and pursue. It controls the habits that you demonstrate daily. And all you have to do then is focus on waking up in the morning and doing your habits. And that life vision automatically comes to life. So now you've got a very basic snapshot of your ideal self. Work on this after this call, you guys. Really, really dial that in. Give it some thought and spend some quiet time. Spend a half hour on it. And at the end of the day, it's 1 page, it's 2 pages, but it's an anchor for you. This is where I'm going to take my life. And then you've already taken a look at the goals that you could set against it. Set some more against it. Say, these are the 5 things I've got to accomplish in order to be living that life vision. And then ask yourself, well, what daily habits are going to have me accomplishing those goals and turning into the person that becomes a life like that?
You guys, the more consciousness you shine on this, the more clarity you'll get, the more focus you'll have. And that's really what you're doing. You're training your consciousness to go where you want it to go, because what is that? Where energy goes, what is focus goes, energy flows, whatever you're focusing on is what's going to grow.
100%.
So if you're thinking if you're all over the place, you're scattered, you're leaking energy, right? But that's the whole point of this whole exercise, is to get you focused on what you really want, to get conscious of that, and then just keep doing that. And that is a serious feedback loop. It's a feedback loop where it turns on your motor. You start remembering and thinking of all the things you want. They'll start showing up, and then you take that back in, and it's a recurring, it's a dance you do with the universe, basically.
For those of you who aren't super spiritual and that it's just because you think about it, it starts showing up, doesn't make sense. There is an absolute physical explanation for why that happens. There is a scientific explanation for why that happens. When Missy said, I read this thing 500 times in 2 years. When you program yourself with what you want that deeply, what happens is this: you just stop noticing the stuff that doesn't apply, and you hyper notice the stuff that does. And you make little decisions for years in a row. And that whole tsunami of energy just ends up going in that direction. Guys, this is the most important thing you can ever do on this planet. If you're living your life from the outside in, you are screwed. And we'll talk a little bit more about this when Vishen asks us for closing comments. You're done. In the 21st century, you are done. The smartest people in the world spend all day, every day, figuring out how to control your behavior.
Your consciousness.
And through their algorithms, through all of it. And you cannot withstand that. If you wake up and don't know where you want to go, and you open your phone so you can decide what to do today, you're going down somebody else's road, or more likely 50 different people's roads. Versus if you live your life from the inside out, you flip the switch, it's a complete paradigm shift on your existence.
And then you start creating the world that you want to see. That's that phrase, be the change you want to see.
Exactly.
This is what that is.
And so you wake up in that state in the morning, and you say to your phone, you're going to do what I tell you to do today, and you're going to get me closer to my life vision.
Right.
And don't make the mistake that when Missy says you're going to create the world that you want to see, that is true, but it happens almost effortlessly. You don't have to figure out the strategies to create that world. This alignment takes care of that for you.
Because you have the vision. That's what I meant.
Exactly.
You have the vision of what you want. And that's really a tool in manifesting. John and I like the word create because it is a creative process. But anyway, it's the same thing. It's bringing your values that you've discovered are yours, your uniqueness that we need in the world. And you bring that out. You bring your values to life through the ever now present moment with this system.
Here's the difference between Lifebook and every other personal development program out there, you guys. Lifebook gets that information out of you so that you can express it in the world. Other personal development programs, you're listening to good teaching and you're applying their principles to your life, and your life can get better. This is a whole different thing. This starts from, what are the desires inside of you? We're going to bring these out. We're going to organize them. And then you're going to start living your life that way. And that's what leads you to your higher self. This course is different in kind than other personal development courses.
And I want to just say one more thing, because the whole idea of this is to get a harmonious life inside of you, get a harmonious ecosystem inside of you. So you're totally aligned. You know what you want. And then when you bring out what you want in the world, it will be harmonious with others. If you are in a harmonious, balanced, loving, you're coming from a place of love, it will add to this shared consciousness in a very beautiful and harmonious way.
And for the people that it's not harmonious with, you may not need them in your lives.
Well, there you go.
That is a decision-making framework. So Vishen, with that, I think I will turn it back over to you.
Thank you, guys. And I just want to say, John, one of the things that I thought was most interesting about what you said was that you read it every day.
Yeah, man.
You know, every time I listen to you, and I've heard you teach this Manifesto technique 3 times, I never grasped that point, reading it every day over coffee, right?
Yeah.
Normally, lately, as I'm having coffee, I'm watching history videos on TikTok.
I love that. But Via, I'll tell you, what it does is it programs you.
I'm dwelling on the past, not the future, right?
It programs.
And many of you have probably heard this idea but I think every time you listen to it, there's something new you grasp. I'm going to go back to my life manifesto and I'm going to start reading it over coffee. So that was a key insight. Just wanted to acknowledge you for that. Now, let's get started with Lifebook. So everyone here understands the Lifebook methodology and how this works. I'm going to share my screen, and John and Missy will be here with me. And we want to give you an incredible opportunity to enroll in Lifebook because we've made some really interesting updates to the program in 2024. And many of you have heard about Lifebook. It's a highly rated program. There are many Lifebookers on this call. Just wanted to ask a quick favor. Those of you who have taken Lifebook, please share in the chat. What was your impression? Is this something you'd recommend? Did it change your life? I'm going to read out your comments, okay? So please share. And I want you to just start so I know it's you. Just share with the words Lifebooker here, and then go in that same paragraph, write what you want to share. Now, while that's happening, Lifebook has you look at your life from 12 categories. Most of us tend to look at 2 because that's what our education system teaches us, career and money. Our education system, there's a famous quote by Calvin Coolidge, the American president in the 1920s, and he said, the purpose of education is to create cogs in the wheels of machinery. Are you a cog in a wheel? But obviously no, but that's what education has molded us into. Now, humans of the future, as we are evolving, we're beginning to see that life is so much more than just work. It's about our health and fitness. It's about our intellectual life. How are we learning? It's about our emotional states. What are the feelings we have from the time we wake up in the morning to us going back to bed? What are our character values? Kindness, compassion, volunteerism. What are our spiritual goals in terms of not just prayer or religion, but also things such as developing intuition, learning to work with your energy body, mastering self-healing, love relationships. So many of us fall into textbook ideas of what a relationship is like and end up with a society that has a 50% divorce rate, and a society where most of us, when we break up with someone, we have an anger towards that. What if there are new types of relationship models that one can look at? Parenting. I'm so proud of my kids, but I know that a lot of the parenting lessons I learned didn't come from school. How many of you here attended parenting classes at university? Doesn't exist. I had to learn from role model parents like John and Missy. Social. This is a big thing that we ignore. My social life and the way I work with my friends is masterful. Like, I literally have a business plan, a whole a system on staying connected. I have 100 close friends in my life, and they enrich my life in so many ways. Career. This is self-explanatory. Finance, self-explanatory. Quality of life. You can have career, you can have finance, you can still have a quality of life that sucks. You know, I tell people, basic level quality of life. When you travel, you get to stay at 5-star hotels. You never have to worry about that. You get to travel business class. You never have to worry about that. That is an incredible quality of life and life vision. John, Missy, would you share life vision?
What do you mean, share life vision? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
So I mentioned the first 11 categories. Life vision is a little bit you explained it best.
I just share the life vision methodology. Yeah, what we do in the life vision category is you've gone through 11 categories of Lifebook, and in each of those categories, you've defined a vision for that specific category. What we do in the life vision category is we take all 11 visions for your life and we roll it up into one singular, compelling vision of your highest self. That's what you do when you go through Lifebook. Is you create a vision for your highest self, and that's the category that it comes together.
Okay, so now before we go forward, what happens when you start really going deep in these categories and creating a vision? Now, this vision is not just it's not just your vision. John actually, with Missy, as you go through Lifebook, they untangle you from societal programming. They point out the rules or the bullshit rules of the world that media, parents, our schooling system, cultures, religions, all of these shove us into a box. And they
you've been programmed. That is the program from outside instead of doing it yourself and pushing out.
Right. And that's where this becomes really powerful. And then you address all of these within the context of 4 questions, not just what is the vision, but why? Why are these important? What are your premises or your beliefs about this? You want to challenge the unnecessary beliefs. and then your strategy. Now, before we go on, I want to read out some of the stuff here. Okay, I asked a simple question. Those of you who have taken Lifebook, what were your thoughts? Chandra said, Lifebooker here. I recommend this 1,000%.
Awesome.
Steve says, Lifebooker here. Clarity is power. Neha says, Lifebooker here. If you go through Lifebook, you'll be grateful to yourself for the rest of your life. Simona, recommended 1,000%. Paula says, Lifebooker here, definitely recommend. Now, you can read these comments. Like, these are real people who have taken Lifebook. Marsha Corinman said, Lifebooker here, recommended highly. And I didn't get the power of it. Alpha Lay said, I was surprised when things related to my life vision started to appear right after one another. And we can go on and on and on. Allison said, Lifebooker here, writing it down makes it magic. I've always shocked when fate or destiny brings me exactly what I ordered in my life book. I like that, what I ordered. Vidya says, best self-development program that you can invest in. Sandra says, done it 3 times with my husband and once with my besties. Amazing to view its magic. Silver CEO said, hell yeah, best decision I ever made. Olia said, I've completed only 3 categories so far, already see significant change. Krista said, finish the program to completion and keep it present in your life. Read daily. Lily says, huge 20-year life pivot towards manifesting a magnificent value-aligned life. This is my preparation. Olena said, the chat is so amazing. I absolutely love everyone's energy. So I want you to, if you just browse the chat, you'll see the people who say Lifebooker here, they are Lifebookers. They've really completed it. And notice, no one is saying, oh, I recommend this. Everyone is like enthusiastically saying they recommend it by like 1,000%. Okay. Now, what you're going to see is we are so confident in this program. You can complete the entire program. And at the end of the program, you can ask for your money back after completing the program. That's how confident we are. And I'll talk about that in a moment. So you can take the program, complete your life book, upload your life book to a Dropbox link that we'll give you. We'll check your life book, make sure it's legit. If you've completed your life book, we're happy. We've quick changed one more life. At that point, you need your money back. Maybe you have a surgery or something you have to pay for. You get your money back. That is our commitment to changing lives. Look, John and Missy, as you know, are independently rich. They don't care about an extra couple of $100. But John and Missy told me our goal vision in working with Mindvalley and bringing the price of Lifebook from 5,000, which is what I paid, to around 500, in fact, even less, is because we want to have 1 million people out there in the world with a Lifebook, because this is the legacy we want to leave the world. So I want you to keep that guarantee in mind and know that if you really feel, and maybe some of you are coming from a country that's a developing country and you really feel you can't afford this, we just want you to experience it. At the end of it, you can choose to take your money back, okay? So let's continue. A Marvelous Martha says, program is excellent at achieving balance in my life. And a lot of these people are writing more than one line. I'm just reading the first line. Antonella says, oh, no, sorry. Antonella didn't say Lifebooker here. Heidi says, Lifebooker here. My whole world changed in 2018 and is unrecognizable. Amazing. So, guys, I'm blown away by these. Like, these are such incredible stories. Guys, may I ask a favor? You know, it would mean so much to us if you go to stories.mindvalley.com. We already have 2,000 Lifebook stories. It would mean so much to us, those of you who have taken Lifebook. If you go to our stories engine, this is what you can see over here, stories.mindvalley.com, and you submit a story and a picture. You will see over here, Lifebook Online, 2,439 stories. Feel free to browse these. Tons and tons and tons of stories. Yeah, we'd love to hear your stories as well. The Lifebook community loves talking about Lifebook. So let's go on with the rest of the event. So Lifebook is personal. And what this means is it's not our vision. John is not going to tell you, you need to write this down. It comes from you as you go through the process. Your Lifebook is as unique as your fingerprint. Now, the 12 categories, we've gone through this, but this is basically what is covered in each week. So week 6, you come to quality of life and life vision. Now, there are 2 options to take it. So we'd like to introduce this concept called Lifebook Pro. A lot of people were doing it. So when I took Lifebook, I did a live class over 4 days in Chicago. The cost was $5,000. Working with Mindvalley, we brought the program down to $500. Okay, now the $500 program is a 6-week online program. You're getting the exact same thing. We actually worked with John and Missy. We filmed everything in Netflix quality production standards. It is gorgeous. I want to show you what that looks like. So you'll have access to it on your computer. So this is my Mindvalley, my Mindvalley platform. Everyone will see a slightly different thing depending on the programs you own. Let's look at Lifebook, okay? So you can see how I want to just show you the quality of production so you understand the love and care that we put into this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You have every lesson here. Let's go into one of the category videos, health and fitness. Again, you can expand this, but you see the filming quality, the visuals, the way John explains it. There's a discussion forum, so you can actually see comments, share your thoughts. They are downloadable PDFs and templates, bonus call recordings, tasks for you to complete. Everything is here. So it's a very beautiful platform, and you can also access it on Android and on iPhone. The Mindvalley app is really freaking powerful. In fact, there's going to be a big announcement from Apple in a couple of weeks in regards to our app. I'm not allowed to say it, but you will see something really cool happening with the Mindvalley app and Apple. So we are always investing in making our platform as polished as possible because we care about every experience, okay? So this is how we're able to take the price from $5,000 to around $500, but there's more. We bring in daily accountability. So I showed you the discussions, the community groups. You're going to get a bonus. You're going to get handpicked pages from John's life book, and you're going to get a bonus video on creating your ideal life vision. So all of these are included. Now, this year, we wanted to do something special. So while, yeah, we brought it down to a self-guided experience, many people said, you know, I wonder if we can do this as a seminar. So with groups of other students over 4 days. So if you do the self-guided experience, it's 6 weeks. You're investing about 3 hours a week, 3 to 4 hours a week for 6 weeks. But it's really worth it. But many people ask, can we do the seminar? Now, we didn't want to bring back the seminar. We actually brought the seminar here in Dubai. I'm in Dubai right now. That's the Burj Khalifa outside my window. But the cost of putting it on was 10,000. So when I did it, it was 5K, but that was 2009 money. Doing it here cost 10,000. And it got 100% NPS score. It became the highest rated seminar we've ever done. But we wanted to figure out how can we bring the price down from 10,000. So we created an option where you can take the seminar on Zoom. There'll be hundreds of people taking it with you, and it's $1,999. And again, it happens over 4 days. So this is how I did my life book. So you want to mark these dates down. It's a weekend, September 14, 15, 21, 22. So on these dates, you want to tell your family, hey, listen, I'm going to be going into this thing, and I'm actually going to be setting a vision for how I want to show up as a dad, how I want to show up as a mom, how I want to show up as a spouse, right? But you do have to step aside to go really deep and create a vision where your family life can get even better. So September 14 to 15, 21, 22, rather than 10K, which is what people paid to attend it right here in Dubai, you get to attend it online on Zoom. Now, this is what it looks like over the 4 days. So you can choose any of these two options, 4,999 or 1,999. Okay? Now, some of you may want to do it again. I've done the Lifebook seminar 3 times over the course between 2010 and 2024. And every time you do it, you've grown as an individual. So there are new visions, there are new premises, there are new strategies. So again, think which one is right for you, 499 or 1999. Now, I want to share some of the stuff that people who did the seminar, we call it the virtual retreat, what they said. So they said, there's an energetic presence when people are gathered together. Being live is really motivating. I really enjoyed connecting with other life bookers. So that's the advantage of the retreat. Now, someone asked, do we get full access? Yes. When you buy Lifebook, the recordings are there for you for life. It's not a subscription. You pay once. The recordings are there for you for life. Okay. Now, again, you can see huge testimonials. Haim said, while finishing my Lifebook, I was approached by a huge enterprise client. Belinda said, great breakthroughs with her husband. Karen, within a 6-week journey, my eyes opened to subtleties that have been holding me back for years. Patty changed her life. Karen said, gave me the courage to start a new business. Tina said, job opportunities for my dream career came out of nowhere. Sheila said, I'm on track to build my new business. Jessica said there's a different kind of empowerment and it's written down on paper. Again, tons and tons of testimonials. And I won't go through everything, but you can see there are 2,400 of testimonials to read out there. And I want to show you something. 10 months after I did my life book, I ended up starting a festival company. It's now been 14 years since I've had this company, A-Fest. And so much of the things I put down in my life book, I wanted to connect with amazing people. I wanted to be on stage. Back then, I wasn't speaking on stage. People didn't know vision. I wanted to be able to travel to exotic countries, stay in 5-star hotels. All of that happened because 10 months after I did my life book, it's like my subconscious suddenly connected the dots and showed me a new vision for a business that did not at that point exist. And that's one of the most mysterious things about life book. It activates this manifesting ability that is inherent within us. So, today I get to stay at 5-star resorts for like a week, fully paid. I get to experience these amazing things. It's my company, but it happened 10 months after life book. So this is why I'm such a believer in the program. So that was 2010. And in 2017, I started working with John to bring Lifebook to Mindvalley. And one of the first things we did is we started figuring out how to drop the price. Okay, so again, tons of testimonials. Now, I asked you guys to decide, do you want self-guided or guided? Here's the good news. You don't have to decide. Our goal is 1 million people with a Lifebook. So all you want to do is, if you take the $499 option, we will also give you the opportunity to do the $2,000 seminar for free. Okay, so take the $499 option and you get the seminar as well. So now you can choose. You want to do it over 6 weeks, self-guided? No problem. You want to join the seminar on those dates I specified? No problem. Okay, and if you're a repeat, let's say you've done Lifebook, you already have the video, so you can do it on your own, but maybe you want to join the seminar for those 4 days. Be with that energy of the crowd. You can attend, you can retake for $199. We'll send all existing Lifebookers a link. Now, it gets better, guys. I want to show you something that Mindvalley does, Lifebook does, that no other personal growth company does. You don't have to pay. So I know this sounds crazy. Our goal is 1 million people with a Lifebook. We don't want to keep this out of hands of someone who is, say, from Angola or from, I just came from, I was just in a trip in Bali from Indonesia. The average salary in Indonesia for some people is $100 a month. So, but you still got to put down a deposit. You got to pay that $500. But at the end of it, if you really want that money back, and we don't want you to take your money back. Obviously, we're a business. But if you really need that money back, upload your Lifebook, prove to us that you've completed it, and no questions asked, you can get a refund.
Vishen, may I say something here real quick?
We're offering a 100% rebate. John, yes, go ahead.
I want to make sure that everybody understands that our mission is 1 million people with a Lifebook. And what we're offering here is, if you need your money back and you go all the way through the process and you finish your Lifebook, you can get your money back. But if you don't do what you said you were going to do, if you don't finish your Lifebook, then you don't get your money back. You didn't help us get to 1 million people with a Lifebook. You didn't help yourself because you didn't do the work. You didn't help your family because you're not going to become this extraordinary person. This offer is for people who can't afford Lifebook but want to do it anyway. And we're saying, we're promising you to give your money back if you finish it. Yeah. You got to promise us that you're going to finish it. So I just wanted to make that clear.
Thank you, John.
1 million people with a Lifebook.
So some people ask, where's the retreat? It's on Zoom. So it's going to be around, if you're in LA, it's around 7 a.m., 11 a.m. if you're in New York, 4 p.m. if you're in London, around, I think, 8 p.m. if you're in Dubai, right? It's 11 p.m. if you're in Hong Kong, but the recordings will be available as well. And it's September 14, 15, day 1 and 2, September 21 and 22, day 3 and 4. Okay, and that's how you secure your spot. That's it, guys. It's super, super, super simple. So when you click on that QR code, you come to this page. Ignore that timer. This is an accident. You don't have 23 hours. You actually can sign up anytime until the class starts on the 14th. So I believe anytime until the 12th. So you have time. Okay, that's a bug. And all the information is over here. And you can click join the program, put in your credit card information or pay via PayPal. Let's see what that looks like. So join the program, $499. And then you just go through the Mindvalley checkout. Sorry, it doesn't work for me because I have I'm already logged in. So, but for the rest of you, you click join the program, it will work for you. All right. And that's it. So I'll keep this QR code, take a picture of that. Please tell your friends about this because this is a great opportunity, right? Now, John, Missy, do you have anything that you should we do some Q&A? John, I think you're muted.
Yeah, sure, Vision. Let's do.
Okay,
Anyone have any questions? We'll be happy to answer.
Great. So we have 9 minutes.
Yes, there is lifetime access.
Yeah, lifetime access. Okay, so someone asked about the virtual retreat. So I gave you guys the times. It's happening September 14, 15, September 21 and 22. It's a Saturday and Sunday. So it's happening over 2 Saturdays and Sundays.
And these are about 8-hour days. They're heavy work days. They're super exciting, but it's heavy lifting. So you're going to really have to clear the decks. But listen, we're asking you to clear we're asking you to clear 4 days of your life so you can plan the entire rest of it. Yeah. Like, this is the best investment that you will ever make. No, we're not going to be on the virtual retreat. You're going to be going through the program. We've got Lifebook leaders facilitating it. We're going to be showing up and giving everybody hugs live, but we're not going to be actually teaching. Yeah. This is an automated program.
Yeah. And so someone said, Andre said, how to achieve a life vision. I'm reading Andre's question. How do you balance clarity of goals and being open to serendipitous better life? John?
Because Lifebook, here's what we say. Lifebook has defined your life vision, but it has not confined your life vision. So the bottom line is you set your life vision, you move in that direction, and the statement is this or better. You are always open to new opportunities. And you will have new challenges that you haven't expected yet too. So there's got to be a lot of flexibility in the process. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking, if I lock in a vision for my life, I'm going to be missing out on so much other stuff. That is literally the opposite. If you lock in a vision for your life, that's when you're going to be able to take advantage of the opportunities that.
Yeah. And it's an organic process, you guys. You're creating. So it's not just like that is your North Star. You're going that way. Right. But sometimes, like John said, this or better. If something better comes in, you're like, okay, I'm going to change I'm going to adjust for this. Exactly. It is a dance with the universe. You are co-creating your life with the universe.
Yeah, Lifebook is not an option. This is like many personal growth programs are an option. No, Lifebook it's a requirement. If you are a human, you need a program like this. You need Lifebook. Okay, I mean, you need something where you are super clear on your goals. Lifebook is just the best version of this that I've seen. Now, a lot of people are asking, hey, I can't make the seminar day. Guys, that's okay. The seminar is free. We're literally just throwing that in free. You will be able to take Lifebook on the Mindvalley platform. Okay, everything is here on the platform. You go at your own pace. It's a beautiful platform. You guys have seen the app. It looks like this. Okay, it's I'm showing you the desktop version, but everything is available in an app as well. Beautiful platform, and you go at your own pace. If you want to attend the seminar, great. It's going to be available for you. Okay, if you can't make the dates, it's not a problem because it's free. For $4.99, you're getting the full program on the platform.
Do attend if you can, though, because it's a wonderful way to experience it. You've got a lot of community support, a lot of engagement. You get it done faster, and that's important. Getting it done faster is
you're guided through the facilitators. Our awesome facilitators.
It's the best way to do it if you can, but if you can't, you can do it like Vishen said. You can do it at your own pace.
Yeah, I'm just so you guys know, one of the reasons we're ending exactly on time is because I have to leave. I'm actually flying from Dubai to Miami, to the Virgin Islands. I'm actually going to Necker Island, which is Richard Branson's island, to work on my life book. I'm there for a business mastermind, but what I always do is I sit in that, it's one of the most beautiful spots in the world, and I redo my life book. So like I am literally taking time away from being in paradise to you, I'm in this beautiful company surrounding, to renew my life book for 2025 and beyond. That's how important this is to me. So just want to stress, this is why we just so want to get this out to 1 million people, because I've literally seen magic emerge in my life because of this. So someone said, why isn't Lifebook available as part of Mindvalley membership? Mindvalley Membership gives you 100 quests, right? That's amazing value. Lifebook is a separate company. It's a company that's where John and Missy and Mindvalley co-created, but it's a separate company. We can't just put everything in Mindvalley Membership. Okay, so just my team, someone said there's no PayPal. Let's see if, let me look into that.
Michelle, you do not get a physical book with this, but we are going to be releasing a physical book to house your life book next year. We're really excited about that.
Yeah. Now, some of you will see it says 15 days full money back. Yeah. So if anytime in the first 15 days, you don't even have to complete it, you can get your money back in that first 15 days. So we're giving you like a double guarantee. So some of you may, let's say you buy the program, and all of a sudden you find that maybe where you are, the Wi-Fi isn't strong enough, you can't stream it. You can just get your money back anytime in that first 15 days. So you can get your money back at the end, but you can also just get your money back in the first 15 days without even doing anything. Okay, so it's a super, literally, it's a
no-brainer.
And I'm sorry, some of you guys asked for PayPal. I made a mistake. We don't have a PayPal link for it. It's just straight up checkout. Okay, let's look at a couple of other questions. When was the program filmed? Someone asked. John, do you remember?
Yeah, we filmed it in 2018, the new version.
Okay.
2019.
The new version was filmed in 2018.
But the last iteration of it was just finished like 2 months ago, Vision. We went through and did all new rebranding, so it was updated 2 months ago.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool. So
yeah.
the program is, as you can see, we've kept it really fresh, updated 2 months ago. Okay, so John, that's it. Can we have, do you have any closing words?
Yeah, I do. The most important decision you'll ever make in your entire life is whether or not to live your life from the inside out, where you're calling the shots, or whether to live your life from the outside in, where other forces are calling the shots. And never has it been more important than it is in the 21st century for you to make the right decision. Because the smartest people in the world spend all day, every day, trying to figure out how to control your behavior through advertising, through algorithms, through everything. And you know, nothing is ever just one way. A lot of that stuff is good stuff. But the bottom line is, if you don't have a vision for where you want to take your life, you are floating like a little piece of driftwood on the tide of life, wherever that tide of life happens to take you. There's a great quote in Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. Alice is walking through the forest, completely lost. She comes upon the Cheshire Cat in the tree, and she looks at the Cheshire Cat and she says, "Hey, cat, can you tell me which way I ought to go from here?" And the cat says, "Well, that depends a good deal on where you want to get to." And she says, "Well, I don't much care where I get to." And the cat says, "Well, then it doesn't matter which way you go." And she says, "Well, but I want to end up somewhere." And the cat says, "Oh, you're sure to do that if you walk long enough." And that's how most people literally live their lives. They have no destination in mind. They don't know which way to turn because they don't know where they want to end up. You can't have a decision-making framework unless you know where you're going. And in my mind, this is the most important thing that you could ever spend time on. You drop everything in your life and take some time with yourself to figure out who you want to become and the life that you want to build. And we live in a day and age, you guys, where we have the tools, and AI is coming to change everything.
Yes.
For the better and for the worse, depending on how in charge of your life you are. So if you do take the time to create a life vision, and then you start making your decisions according to that life vision, you will end up waking up one day and looking around and saying, "Boy, this is the life that I envisioned."
Absolutely.
And if you don't, you're going to end up somewhere, but who the hell knows where that is going to be. So I just
John,
really encourage people to.
Thank you. That was a beautiful quote. Really love that.
Thank you.
Guys, it's exactly 9:30. We have to wrap up. So thank you, guys. That's the QR
Thanks,
code.
Mr.
Great spending time with you, V. Thank you so much.
Take
We
care.
love you
Bye.
guys.
Thanks for
Hope to see you
coming.
in the program.
Take care. Do we leave?